Hey guys, just got done watching Tales from the Darkside Season 1, Episode 10. Yep, nearly halfway through Season 1, so woohoo, yeah! So this episode was called Djinn No Chaser and it aired on the 30th of January 1985. And it stars Charles Levin, Colin Camp, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Nate S. Fomez. This is only really a four-person episode, and it works. But the problem with this episode, like some of the others, is it's more of a comedy episode than a terror episode. And most of a show like Tales from the Dark Side, you don't kind of watch it because you think Tales from the Dark Side and comedy. You want Tales from the Dark Side, especially when you get the intro of the show. People believe what they see is reality. Anyway. So then we starts out with Danny Squires and Connie Squires basically both looking for stuff for their new apartment. It's a rat-infested, horrible place. It's not the best place to be, but it's the only one they can afford. So as they're looking, all of a sudden they turn around and all of a sudden there's this tent, which wasn't there before, a mystical tent, where Mohandas Makar, if I've said that right, is selling antiques. And she finds a lamp in there, a genie lamp, and she pays for it for $10. Well, they get home, and she goes, "Oh, I can't, Danny. I've got to get the urge to rub it, see if what's true in the movies is true, you know." And so she does, and it turns out it is true. There's a genie stuck inside, and the genie is played by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And basically, it's really silly because you're sitting there and you're watching it, and you're like, Eh, you know, what I mean by that is he basically caused trouble for Danny and Connie, and he basically drives Danny running away because their place is damaged. Water comes down and he won't help him, and he's stuck in the lamp so he can't get out, and it's just ridiculous. And basically, when the actual episode starts, Danny is actually talking to a psychiatrist in a straitjacket. And halfway through, he leaves Connie and he says, because apparently the Djinn, Jan bin Jan, he says that if he divorces Connie, he's free to go. So he runs out the building basically and runs away and ends up in the hospital seeing a psychiatrist. They don't believe him, so he gets released on a day trip, which seems a bit weird to me. And he goes in there and everything's fine. The place is beautiful. Connie walks out, says she loves him. And he hears the genie talking, and the genie says, ho, 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 and all this. And he comes out, and you see Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in a suit, which looks a bit ridiculous for a genie. And he basically says about Connie got him out of the lamp, and basically Danny's like, how did you do it? How did you do it? And it's one of those really stupid things where the lamp was open with, spoiler alert, a can opener. And that's the end of the episode. Now, the problem with this episode was it relied too much on comedy. Charles Levin really pushes the comedy out there, and he does a fairly good job because he's very expressionate and it's kind of all on him to a big degree. The comedy is more him than anything because it's focused on his character through the episode. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is great, but I would prefer the proper genie with a genie costume and a little bit more darker, you know, like if they'd have done their wishes and the wishes had turned bad and like saying like, oh, I wish I had loads of money, and then the money turned into like termites flying across the floor or something. But no, it was more of a comedy episode. It was fun. It was fun in the comedy aspect, even though the comedy did fall flat a lot of the times. It still was fun, but it was a waste of an episode, if you ask me. I expect more of a terror kind of episode, you know, more of the horror element, like Inside the Closet. I want more like that because this was like I said, this was a fun episode. It just fell flat because the comedy was okay. Charles Levin basically owns the whole episode. They the whole thing just was flat, if you ask me. I didn't like the relationship between Danny and Connie. I didn't like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as the genie because it's a bit of a, especially when he was out, he was in a suit and he was going on about the buttons on his suit and stuff. And the can opener thing was just like, So if you want to watch an episode, you can watch this episode. But like Mookie and Pookie and Processor of the Words of God, I think that was the title. Let me get it right. Word Processor of the Gods. It's not really a horror episode. It's more of a comedy or happy ending kind of episode. So I'm hoping that, again, like I've said before, I'm hoping it picks up and you get more horror in it, because that's what I expect from it. I expect horror. I expect some terror. I know it's PG, but you can still get that in the episodes. So yeah, a little bit disappointing, but it is the 10th episode. Technically, it is the 10th episode, so technically the 11th if you count the pilot, but it's the 10th in my view. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to give this a 3 because it was okay, but it wasn't great, and it's probably an episode I won't really want to watch again, because I want to watch the episode for horror. I want to see some terror. I want to see something a little bit scary. Maybe not scary for me, but scary at the time, you know. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care and have a lovely, lovely day.